All right, so we gotta set some ground rules for this. I do apologize to everyone that likes stock Broncos. I am not that guy. So I'm also sorry, Matt, because I probably didn't tell him this, but we're going to talk about what we're going to do with this Bronco, and I'm going to let you guys, for the most part, dictate what we're going to do with this, and because I trust your decision making. But I have to have a cut Bronco. I think it looks meaner. I think it's the way it should have originally been set up. And I'm hoping that you'll decide to go bigger wheels and tires. This would be a real quick tutorial about how to cut a quarter panel on a Bronco. Now, these are old fender flares. I'm going to get new fender flares to replace these, but I'm going to use this in order to just cut it because I want to get the argument over with, get it done. We can move on from that point. Don't really want a lot of debate. First, we're going to tape it up, make sure it's in the position that we want it, and then we're going to tape the outline. Then we're going to get our cutting wheel up to a little over 100 PSI, and we're going to go to town. Now when you get done, you'll have a nice clean quarter that you can use for something else. Whew, that was nice. Just kidding. I'm not going to cut this Bronco. I cut my last Bronco. I'm not cutting this one. So, obviously you know we are not going to cut this Bronco. So, we'll start there. This is going to be an uncut Bronco. So right now, it is yet again snowing in Colorado. You can see we've got all of the little pigs in the garage because it is snowing outside, and I had to get all the cars, not all the cars, but some of the cars in here. But let's take a look at this real quick. So as you can see, metal came out awesome. Inside the cab here, you can see that all the rust is gone. And we are ready to start this project. Come on over here and you can see all the metal's nice and shiny. You can eat off this surface now. Alright, so now that we have gotten the fun out of the way, let's talk about what we're going to do to this thing. So there are a few things that Matt has already taken care of that I don't really feel like I could do any better on because he did an outstanding job on it. The first one would be the 9-inch rear. He put new gears in that, and from the way the videos looked, I think it's outstanding. I'm going to leave that the way that it is. The Dana 44 up front, same thing. He went through that and rebuilt that whole differential. And so I'm going to leave that the way that it is as well. We know we're going to leave the quarters uncut. We're going to keep a stock look to it. But that brings up wheels. So there's a lot of different wheel setups that we could do. We could do a more modern wheel with it and have it be like, I don't know, I've seen some of the some Broncos with kind of a narrow wheel, a larger wheel, like maybe an 18, 19, 20, something like that, with a little lower profile off-road tire that looks really good. I'm really partial to sticking with a stock look. I really like those stock looking wheels that are larger, like 20-inch stock. I know Icon used them on their Bronco. I don't know where they got them from. They may have made them. I'm sure somebody makes them. I haven't even looked. But with the chrome center cap to make it look kind of like a modern version of a stock Bronco, I really like that look. I could be persuaded out of it. Tell me what you think. Okay, so now the motor. So Matt threw in a 5.0 roller that came out of a late model Explorer. Question is now, what are we going to do with that motor? So there is no intake with the motor. It's basically a long block, and so at this point we got to figure out, you know, are we going to do EFI or carb? I am at really high altitude. So by the way, if you don't know what mile 0.3 stands for, I'll clue you in. So we're at 7,200 feet at this garage. Higher than that, we're at 1.3 miles high. So there's the mile 0.3 garage. So So just so you know. That stated, I'm probably going to end up going with EFI because carburetors just don't function all that well at high altitude for the most part, not without a lot of adjustment. So, but what EFI should I go with? Should I go with Holley's Sniper, MSD's Atomic, a Phytech setup, which I've seen Nashville Early Bronco do and a couple of other guys do as well. There are several other companies that I've never heard of, like Quick Fuel. That looks like a pretty interesting setup there. So if you're with one of those organizations and you're looking for somebody to maybe try out one of your EFI setups on a 5.0 roller in a classic Bronco, I'm your man. milepoint3garage@gmail.com. Now that said, also looking for a cam option. So I've been reading up on that. I don't know much about the 5.0 roller. In fact, this is the first time I really even noticed it. I've rebuilt a 302. We rebuilt the 351 Windsor in Bronco number 2, which shall be named later. But this is the first 5.0 roller that I've done. So it's a lot like those other two motors, but it's also a lot different. So anybody who has any experience with that, who's had a cam replacement in it and had good results, throw that down in the description. I'm looking for that. The 4R70W transmission. So it is the stock transmission that came with the motor. Matt says it needs a rebuild. I've rebuilt a few transmissions, so mostly 4 transmissions. So that shouldn't be too tough. It looks like that transmission is going to hold up to about 500 pounds of torque, and I think that's less than I'm probably going to make, or maybe max what I'm going to make with that 5.0 roller. So I think I'm going to stick with that just because I have it, and then down the road if I decide to swap it out, I can definitely do that. All right, now, and then also the Dana 20. So I'm going to rebuild the Dana 20. I thought about putting an Atlas in it, but we already got the twin stick shifters, and I've already rebuilt the Dana 20 in the past, so I've done that before, and I think I could get through that pretty easily and pretty quickly, which I think is the bigger part. So I think I might stick with that Dana 20. Then down the road I might switch it out. Roll cage. So a standard single bar roll cage came with this bad boy. That is the same type of roll cage that I have in Bronco number 2, which shall be named later. And I kind of like that. It's not obtrusive. You can get around it pretty easily. I like the look of it, but I'm also intrigued about this family roll cage thing that goes all the way to the back. I saw that in a couple of videos, and I've seen it at a lot of truck shows, and I really like it. It seems to be a lot to handle with a hardtop, which is what I'm going to be running. But give me your feedback on that as well. Now, the 2 big questions, actually 3 big questions. Interior. This truck has no interior. It didn't come with an interior. Which is probably a good thing because I've already got one stock interior for Bronco number 2, which shall be named later. And I don't know, I kind of want to do something different in this one. So I've been looking at Jeep interiors, and I've been looking at aftermarket interiors that are made for Broncos. I don't really have an opinion on that. I want something that is weather resistant, that is comfortable for long rides, and something that fits and looks not stock, but it doesn't look stupid in an old truck. So anybody that's got any feedback on that, throw that down. Let's talk about the color of the Bronco. So we kind of have an idea of the color palette of Bronco 2, which shall be named later. We're looking for the palette on this one, and we've been throwing around a lot of colors. The first one being a stock Bronco, sticking with stock-like colors for this guy. We could even go an actual color from 1973. I'm partial to like a hunter green, a light hunter green, or maybe even a brown, like the original color of this one I believe was brown. That would be not bad at all. I'm not a huge fan of brown, but I think it would work here. Maybe even a matte gray, and there's also lighter colors that I would definitely look at, but I think probably a muted tone on this one would probably look best, but give me your feedback. Last but not least, what should the name be? We got to name each one of our projects because I don't want to keep saying Bronco 1, Bronco 2. I believe and I can feel that this Bronco is a boy, and Bronco number 2, which shall be named later, is definitely a girl. So The boy's name is going to be what? So David G, one of the subscribers to this channel, says, name it Matty. It makes sense. It's Matt's Bronco. There's a lot of history here. It is from Seattle. I feel like Eddie Vedder channeling me through here, and Lane Staley. I can hear Lane's voice in here. So, you know, it's definitely got a Seattle vibe to it. It's definitely a boy. It's definitely a grungy boy. It's definitely hardcore Seattle grunge. So what do we name it? Do we name it Matty? Do we name it Tom? Do we name it after one of my favorite singers in grunge, which is Lane, or you name it. Let's come up with a name for this. We're going to be naming Bronco number 2 later. We're going to name a Wagoneer. We're going to be naming Audi, even though I hate to name her because it's definitely a girl and she's definitely got to go. Anyway, leave all of that in the bottom. We're going to tally it all up. We're going to take the unanimous opinions of everybody into account before we actually decide what we're going to do with this. And then once we decide that, we're going to start working on it right away and start getting some things done. And then as we go along, we'll make some concrete decisions and we'll just go for it. Anything that you guys want to say about this Bronco? I feel like one of the reasons why we bought this is we kind of know what's happening with this other one, but we want to leave this one a blank slate and let others who have been there and done that and have envisioned this particular Bronco for the last 2 years as to what it's going to look like when it's done. Tell us what you think. We will definitely take that into account. We will likely take your opinions and work with those. We're going to start working on, now that we've got all the rust done, we're going to start working on the sheet metal and get the rest of the front end done. Fit all the rest of the body panels on here and make sure that those are good. We do intend on doing everything ourselves. Now, that doesn't mean we will do everything ourselves, but we intend on doing all the engine work ourselves. We intend on painting the trucks ourselves. We intend on doing all the mechanical work underneath, outside of maybe cutting a drive shaft. We plan on doing that. We plan on doing all the wiring. We are literally going to do this with these 2 hands and Mandy's 2 hands to get this done. She's going to be an integral part of this. We have Bronco number 2 up on the list for the next video. We're going to go through what we've done on that, and that one has a lot done on it, and I'll tell you what we've done on that, give you a little inside perspective about what we're thinking about that and get your opinions on that. That's a wrap from My Point 3 Garage.
Did you hit your car?
No.
That is close, Chris.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I like it close.